I have chosen a slightly unusual topic, modern-day exorcism, for today's lecture. An exorcist is one who exorcises devils. Christian cultures are very familiar with the devil, and some people believe in the devil's existence. However, Japanese people only have the image of something in a folk tale. In the movie The Exorcist, the terms demon and devil are used differently according to context. A demon is an evil spirit, while a devil is a more malignant being, like Satan. A devil is in existence with a scary face with horns on its head, like the one on a playing card. The devil is an existence that is very familiar to Westerners. Evil spirits have a strong human element that is of this world. There are spirits that do not go to heaven right after death. When they start to do harmful things, it becomes appropriate to call them evil spirits. Evil spirits instigate harmful things to family members or those who occupy a place that is meaningful to the evil spirits. The shorter the time after death, the higher the possibility that it can be persuaded to return to heaven. If the spirit is committing harmful events for a long period of time, it cannot be forgiven just with a bit of reflection and tears. When a spirit has repeatedly committed sin for thousands of years, even if it has a change of heart through persuasion, there is the problem of how to erase the accumulated evil in the past. The spirit itself has darkness over its heart, but because it has a history of doing evil things, it has received many other people's thoughts of resentment. These spirits are continually dragging others into hell and increasing their companions by doing harmful things. There are many who hold resentment toward them, so their sins are not washed away so easily just because they spent some time reflecting. They have to pay reparations in accordance to their past actions. Therefore, devils are at such a high level of sin that it is impossible to help them to go to heaven by persuasion. The time in hell is too long. Devils have been in hell for 1,000, 2,000, or 3,000 years, so it is nearly impossible for them to return to heaven. They have given up on returning to heaven. They are making efforts to establish their army base and make life easier in hell. From the standpoint of this world, they are equivalent to a police force and gangs in conflict. What type of person becomes a devil? Ordinary people can become evil spirits if their hearts are misguided or they do bad things. People do not necessarily have to commit crimes in order to become an evil spirit. People can become evil spirits if they live their lives with bad or negative thoughts. Characteristics of a typical evil spirit include thinking about bad things, constantly fighting with people, trying to deceive or hurt others, always angry, able to do bad things without a conscience, living with destructive thoughts at the forefront. People who, after death, were not able to go to heaven and went to a place called hell, where they continue to suffer and rage because they cause suffering to those all around them. On the other hand, a devil has a bit more influence, leadership, and evil wisdom about committing sins. Devils mostly come from those in leadership positions. For example, misguided politicians or dictators can easily become devils. Those who are not necessarily in politics or the military, but in positions who misguided or brainwashed many people, also become devils. Among those who were in influential positions, those who ultimately left great evil are likely to become devils. The first trigger to becoming a devil is the desire that humans hold in their hearts. This desire is the home of the devils. As long as we are living in a physical body, we cannot completely extinguish these desires. Desires are a part of the power we need to survive, so we cannot completely extinguish them. The source of life for devils will never be depleted. If we completely deny our desires, our source to live will also be extinguished. Evil spirits and devils are an extension of the true nature of humans. Humans should love themselves, but evil spirits are those who love themselves in the wrong way. As a way of loving themselves, they harmed others. They had the perspective that they have to sacrifice the happiness of others for their own happiness. They felt that they had to cause harm, making others suffer for them to become happy. They tried to become happy, but suffered and ended up as evil spirits or devils. The devil has been in the other world for even 2,000 or 3,000 years, so it is nearly impossible for it to go to heaven through persuasion. Possessed people may say strange things, but it is useless to persuade the possessing devil. Do not negotiate with the devil. You have to just exorcise it away. You have to cut it off with a strong will that you will not allow any more evil. A stray spirit who has just died can rise to heaven through persuasion, but a devil cannot. As a devil, it is important that it does not sin anymore. Since devils themselves will not disappear, I focus on increasing the domains of light and closing them in. My strategy is to create bases of light all over, close in the devils, and gradually narrow down their dwelling space. This is a long battle. Unless the power of the organization itself becomes greater, you cannot win all by yourself. To be a modern exorcist, you need to make daily efforts important. The most effective method of exorcism is to do it in a branch or shoja that has an established spiritual vibration, and to have it performed by a professional priest who has accumulated much training. You also need to resolve your personal problems, obtain enough sleep and nutrition, and build up your physical strength through exercise. You cannot exorcise spirits if you have many personal problems, so you should aim to resolve them. We need to strengthen our light. Devils are not good at reflection, prayer, humility, obedience, docility, and faith. Devils will lose against these things that are opposite from what a powerful person of this world has, and will not be able to stay possessing. So you can fight with these tools.